Morning. Good morning. Good morning. How is everyone doing? So, yesterday was a solid day. Up a little under 1,000. Um, this spy flag ended up playing out pretty perfectly. Right. Yesterday at close, we tapped that resistance. My calls, I got triggered there. Entered in for a break, and it pulled back and ended up, pulling back. Typical pullback before a gap up. Right, very, very classic of the market to do. But amazing flag here. Any single pullback here, I'm buying calls, by the way. Any pullback, I'm buying calls. It's a fantastic flag. Target is high this flag. All right. QQQ entered puts before close because this was bearish, up 0.4%. You're going to have to exit those for a loss. Again, this is a bear flag. Nothing about this here says bullish besides, obviously there was data this morning, which is the reason why we're pushing up here. Yep, PPI. So going to have to exit those. I'll see if we can get any pullback before I exit. But SPY looks fantastic. SPY looks absolutely fantastic. Looks like it can push up until, we're in a gap here, right? We have until 438.43. So that's what we'll look for. Okay. Let's take a look at some other setups here. Coin broke out yesterday, and we tapped resistance pretty perfectly, right? Previous support acted as resistance, and now we're pulling back a bit. Doesn't really look that good today. Tesla looks pretty good if it can get back up over. Have this drawn out at 266.6, so that we can use, or even this resistance here. Right, support, resistance, resistance. So 268.64, if that can break, looks pretty good. Okay. Amazon looks pretty great too. Right, we have a double top here, so if we can push through 130.74, looks pretty good. Yeah, 130.74. Higher lows, lower highs, broke out, pulled back, right? A little consolidation underneath. And now we are, sitting right at the high. Shop. Just having my coffee. So here's another setup. Gonna watch this very closely today. Really like this for a swing or a day trade. Resistance flagging underneath. We bounced right off a previous support below. And we're flagging underneath this huge resistance, right? Rejected numerous times below, right? Numerous times, okay? And it's sitting right below. So if this can break out, we do have a gap to fill as well, right? Over 55.99 all the way up until right here, 56.84. So I'll be looking at that. See if we can fill that gap. My favorite setup though is SPY. SPY looks fantastic. That flag looks so good. Meta been an absolute beast recently since the 6th, just straight up. We consolidated here again yesterday. Looks like it's setting for its next leg up. We could go long through either 323.28. We zoom in a little bit here. We kind of flagged here. Right, lower highs, higher lows. So we can enter through here, or we could just wait and go long through there. 324.66. But we do have that big resistance above 326.2. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, that is the main resistance up above. That resistance, but it looks very, very good. Apple, no setup here really. Actually, I lied. We have a gap to fill right over 180.3. So if we can break this resistance here, 179.72. We should see a push up and a test of 180.3 and then a gap fill. So it looks pretty decent actually. I'll set an alert there. Amazon is one of the weaker names here in pre-market. So just take note of that, right? It's one of the weaker names. Amazon just went over. Let's see. NVIDIA doesn't look that good. It's just no setup here, really. Yes, data at 2. Let me pull up the data for the day. So let me go to the watch list section of the Discord. Here is the data. So today is Wednesday. We have FOMC meeting minutes at 2 o'clock. I will be live. I will be live. So we'll see if we can get any trades in around that. Okay. Anyone have any questions about that? Okay. Google, no setup here really unless you want to play a high break. Rivian, no. PayPal still in this flag. Still in this flag. Looks decent if it can break through, but it just needs more time. Microsoft kind of flagging here too. Looks a little ugly. Looks pretty ugly, right? You gotta draw like that. Kind of have a double bottom here. Whatever you want to call this. It's just kind of forcing it. Looks pretty ugly. Look at BABA, wow. I didn't even realize BABA broke out of this wedge. Alright, wow. BABA broke out of this wedge, and we created a perfect flag yesterday. Alright, so here's a flag. And now we are gapping up almost 1% here. We have this resistance up above. Right, 87.95. No, I didn't do TikTok today. Looks pretty decent. If it could break this 87.95, which it's sitting right above in pre-market, next resistance is 88.88. Isn't that a lucky Chinese number? Eights. I remember I used to sell a few buildings from someone who was Chinese, and he would always do like 2,888,888. It's like a good luck number, I think. Anyone know? Is 888 a good luck number? We'll keep it going though. Disney's sitting at a big level here, right? Support, support, support. Now sitting at a resistance. So if that can break, it looks pretty good. Oh, it is. Lucky 8. 8 in Chinese is rich. Triple numbers. Interesting. Yeah, because I used to be a commercial real estate broker. 8 is the luckiest number in the Chinese culture because its pronunciation is ba. Wealth, prosperity, and success. Interesting. Yeah, because I used to be a commercial real estate broker, and this one guy, anytime we would list his buildings, sell it, he would always ask, just have the last numbers as 8. So I sold the building. It was 2,888,888. And then the guy countered. It was like 200 and it was like 2 million something 888 though. It's funny. So BABA, it's funny that this is happening. 88.88, which I don't know why. I just got like a flashback of that when I saw that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. So top setups here at open. SPY. Definitely watching this. Qs, I'm in a short. Gonna take the L on that. It's all good. And I'll watch SPY. One thing I wanted to bring up, right? I know the market's been a little tough. I've been experiencing, you know, a few more losses than normal. It's fine. Let me see. I wanted to pull up this tweet. Give me 1 second here. You got in late. What are we watching? So SPY is definitely one of the best setups I've seen in the past few weeks. Right, this is a classic falling wedge, one of my favorite patterns. Ideally, I'd like to see a pullback here and just load up. That's just pretty much what I always do. Right, best risk to reward. Right, we enter here. First price targets here. It's typically, yeah, so typically about a 2.5 to 1 risk to reward, and the win rate's about 75 to 85%, depending on the market conditions. And you know, we also have a gap here. So, you know, really the target's up here, right? So risk to reward's 4 to 1. So absolutely fantastic setup. Yeah, everyone drop a like on the video. We gotta start getting these numbers up, boys and girls. Gotta start getting these numbers up. Any interest in SE? Let's take a look. I want to find this one tweet that I have. Oh yeah, here. So the tweet is, everyone listen up. Or actually, I could just post it here. All right, that is not going to work. Here we go. Let's make this smaller. There we go. All right, so accept that anything can happen in the market, and it's up to you to take great trades, right? Trust it's a game of probabilities, and the law of averages will reward you if you follow your plan consistently. So what does this mean? Right? What does this mean? Okay. Losses are going to happen. If you have a 60% win rate, you're going to lose 40 out of 100 trades you take. And you could still be profitable. You could be profitable with a 30% win rate, a 40% win rate, right? You don't need to win every single trade. Okay? Trust the game of probabilities, right? We have the probability in our favor, and the law of averages will reward us. Okay? So just constantly focus on that long-term view. Create a plan, follow the plan, and remove emotions, and you will be good long-term. Right? Notice how anytime I lose, or if I see a few losses in a row, I don't freak out. I just continue moving on, and I continue trading. This is how you need to act. If you lose a bunch of trades in a row, you just continue forward. You get back to the plan, and that's it. Okay? Someone clip it. So no one really talks about that, the law of average and the probability of, it's a game of probabilities. It really is. So SE looks pretty good, right? We kind of flagged. We're gapping up. up 1.75%, sitting below resistance here at 44.96. Right, resistance. I have a gap to fill too up here. We'll set an alert on it. Looks pretty good. But SPY, top watch today. I mean, this is a fantastic setup. So it doesn't mean it's going to work out, but game of probabilities, right? Anyone have any questions? We used to get like 150 viewers. Now we're at 60. It's brutal. Brutal. 0 DT? Yeah, 0 DT. You can go tomorrow's expiration or even Friday. AMD? Let's take a look. Yeah, what questions you guys got before I hop out of here? Ask questions. Let's get you guys, you know, full-time traders. AMD kind of looks a little sloppy on the lower time frame. On the higher time frames, looks great. Right? We had this huge breakout. Huge breakout. Right? Broke through this resistance, broke out, pulled back, retested, broke out through that resistance. Now it's working its way back up. Big resistance up above at 111.82. Weeding out the week. Exactly. People don't know what they're missing. Appreciate it, Ant. Can I say the numbers on SPY? You can't see the chart. I posted it in the Discord. But just chart out the same thing I got here. Right, we got a triple top pretty much resistance here, 435.73. You took a little time off, but you're back. I missed you. Any tips on getting faked out or not getting faked out of your position? It really comes down to having a plan before you get into the trade, right? Everyone's going to get faked out here and there. I got faked out yesterday, right? It happens. I took calls right here at the top, looking for a breakout, right? I like to get in early before the breakouts typically happen. That way I can catch the IV spike, right? I entered here, but if it did break out, this would have been a quick 100%, 100, 200, 300%, right? It's a game of probabilities, right? I entered here and it pulled back. I took a loss. It was like a 60% loss. Okay. So any tips on not getting faked out? Have a plan before going into the trade, size correctly, and play the chart, right? Don't play the P&L of the option. Okay. So I have big things coming, guys. An announcement on a challenge account with a twist. It's going to come out soon, probably later today. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. All right. You're betting a lot of people. You'll load everything into your call. Yeah, proper sizing is extremely important, right? So you don't get emotional about it. What time frame are we looking at SPY for today? Any time frame works. It's all the same thing, right? It's all the same exact thing. CPIs tomorrow, so it could get tricky. Yeah, it could. We'll see what happens. Just play the chart. That's it. Always comes down to playing the chart. Yeah, exactly. Institutions like to buy where most people have their stop losses, right? Institutions know, and I know, most people are going to have their stops right here, 434.29, right? If the market comes down, people are, longs have their stop losses right here. And, right, typically, you see it all the time, right? Price action will come back down, take out all the stops, and then boom, rocket back up and then hit the target. Happens all the time. Which is why sometimes you need to exit and get back right in, right? Which is why you'll see me, take a trade 3 or 4 times before it actually works, which is okay because it ends up paying for more than the loss, right? So going to get the Zoom set up, 9:22 here. Appreciate everyone stopping by. If you could drop a like on the video before you head out, I'd appreciate it. Are you going to be here in the mornings then? I'm here every morning, 9 to like 9:20.